Okay, for number three, again, I'm gonna, I consider this to be a difficult question, by the way. If I were looking at this thing and I was struggling trying to integrate that, I'd be struggling for a long time. So I want to kind of visually look at the problem and see if that's at all helpful to me. All right, so visually look at the problem. So let me go to the whiteboard, and I want to kind of visualize. And my ability to visualize sometimes is also distorted, and I really don't see, after visualizing something, what it is, or I misunderstand it. So let me write this over here. I see 0 to 1, e to the x squared, that's a nightmare, dx, plus 1 to e, and ln x dx. And they go on to say, let me see what they said about this. They want you to evaluate this thing. The question is, what is that? All right, so evaluate that. You whip a calculator out maybe, but I don't think I have a calculator on a competitive exam with it. They want me to think about it. So what I want to do is I want to start to visualize. And I'm not great at it. I'm not saying I am. But I want to visualize this integrand here, just between 0 and 1. So if I did that between 0 and 1, at 0, it would be equal to the number 1. I'll put this over here. And then what happens? Again, this is 0, 1. And then when I get to 1, it's going to be e to the first power. So this thing kind of whips up. It whips up quickly, though, something like this over here. So I get this point over here, which is going to be 1 comma e. All right? So the thing I'm going to think about is over here. I'm just going to write down y equals e to the x squared. And by the way, I know logs and exponentials, it's got this inverse relationship. So I want to look at the inverse of this guy over here and see what I come up with. Right, and how would I do that? Well, going back to your pre-calculus days, you just interchange the x and y, and you would get e to the y squared. That's not so bad. You would probably take the natural log of both sides. The natural log of x equals, oh, by the way, I'm not claiming that's invertible, but on the region I'm looking at, it's invertible, all right? So I don't need to show it's 1 to 1. I got a graph over it. I know that graph is 1 to 1. So what do I get over here? I would just get y squared. And then I could solve for y. And again, I'm looking at the interval, and what would I get over here? Y would just equal the root of ln x. So then I got a picture. All right, I got a picture, and I'll kind of maybe draw this down over here. When I draw inverses, I like to do this over here. So I know that this guy here, that these guys are inverses of one another. I just showed that, all right? But now I got to do this graph. I know it's an inverse, by the way, and I'm going to just rotate it. And when you do that, what do you get? Well, you rotate the point 0, 1, you would get 1, 0. Okay, that's not so bad. And if you rotate it to point 1e, you would get e1. I'm going to say something like over here. And again, my pictures aren't great. So it's going to be e comma 1. And again, the picture's going to look sort of like this over here. So what are you doing? You're rotating. That's all I'm doing. All right, now the question is, does that help you? It may not help you. But what I notice now over here is, if I were to just simply draw in a line over here, they're supposed to match up, by the way. Let me shade that in for you. That I would get this area here. And again, I'm not doing the greatest job in the world. And if I were to do this guy over here, what am I going to get? Let me draw my line back in again. I'm going to get, let me put that area down for you. I'm going to get this area over here now. All right? So I'm kind of looking at that, and I start to realize this, that this thing here would fit in right over here. That this thing here fits this thing perfectly. So really what I'm getting, if I were to shade that in total, I mean like this over here now, put that there, then I'm seeing a rectangle. And the rectangle has a pretty easy area to compute. Its base would be 1. And what's its height? Well, looking at it, the height's A. So what do I get over here? I get A. And we're done. Thank you.